I have made a lot of videos about Mario Kart on my channel, but somehow this video hasn't been done yet. Sure, I've ranked my top 20 best a long time ago, and ranked every Mario Kart track about a year ago, but those videos are not only inaccurate, but just overall outdated. So I will be making a top 10 for my favorite Mario Kart tracks of all time. I decided it would be best to not include Rainbow Roads and Bowser's Castles on this list though. This list will be filled with Rainbow Roads if I included them, and it will be full of Bowser's Castles if the Rainbow Roads were gone. This allows me to focus on more unique tracks in the series, and I can save the Rainbow Roads and Bowser's Castles for their own videos. Also, I do not expect you to agree with my list in any way, shape, or form, so I hope you're not upset with my picks. Be sure to let me know your list in the comments or on today's community post. With that said, if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and leaving a like on the video, and let's dive into my top 10 favorite Mario Kart tracks. At the number 10 spot, I have Mushroom Gorge from Mario Kart Wii. This track has always been one of the better courses in the series for me, but recently I've become more of a fan of the track. Racing on a bunch of colorful trampolines is such a fun and unique experience that only Mushroom Gorge can deliver. The cave section is just so mystical, with all the jewels and mushrooms making it seem like you discovered a new wonder of the world. On top of this, the whole track has split paths for you to choose from. The mushroom shortcut at the beginning, the boost paths towards the middle, and the branching paths in the cave. The gap jump towards the end of the track is also my favorite Mario Kart shortcut ever. This all comes with music that isn't on the highest level, but puts the bow on this track and its atmosphere. Next up on the list is Mount Wario from Mario Kart 8. This is actually kind of funny that I have it here, because I remember when I first played the track, I absolutely hated Mount Wario. It starts off with a bunch of ice, the forest section was super annoying, and the ending felt a bit unfair. However, once I got to have a feel for the course, I became fully aware of its greatness. You start by jumping out of a plane, race on the peak which has a fun layout once you get used to it, glide and surf through a cavern, drive on the side of a dam, go through a slalom section near the end, and then glide down to the finish as the grand finale. The music also makes you feel hyped as you try to beat your opponents to the end. I want to take the time to go over 5, or technically 6, honorable mentions to this list. These tracks deserve to be on the list, but are just outshined by the others. The first one is Maple Treeway. This one is certainly a fan favorite as well as a favorite of mine. You get to blast out of a cannon into a tree, avoid wigglers at the top, and have fun on a bridge to end things off. Between Mushroom Gorge and Maple Treeway, I unfortunately had to give Maple Treeway the boot from this list. Next up is Sky Garden from Mario Kart Super Circuit. Between the setting, theme, and music to this level, it is nothing short of art. And that doesn't even include the actual gameplay. There are so many shortcuts to take, as well as having some fun turns as well. It would be an absolute crime not even bringing Sky Garden up on this list. The third honorable mention is a bit surprising, but it goes to Yoshi's Island from the Booster Course Pass. I love Yoshi, have played a decent chunk of the game itself, and it is just a fun track to play in general. I love the added touches and references to this track as well. Fourth for the honorable mentions is an absolute classic, Toad's Turnpike. This track used to be just a decent track to me, but that was before I unlocked Extra Mode and Mario Kart 64. Extra Mode Toad's Turnpike is such a great and hectic experience that I have fun playing every time. And the last honorable mentions go to the Wuhu Island tracks from Mario Kart 7. Wii Sports Resort is one of my favorite games, and getting 2 tracks based off the island is just great. Now let's get back to the list. I know what you're thinking. Pike Hunter, what an absolute W pick. Jokes aside, I would be straight up lying to myself if I didn't have Baby Park from Mario Kart Double Dash on here somewhere. If you couldn't tell already, I love chaotic Mario Kart tracks, and while this one comes with a small chance of having a dull or boring time, the feeling of a good Baby Park race is just so good. You get to run through a course full of debris with special items flying around and everyone all over the place. At times you get so caught up in the chaos that you have no idea what placement everyone is in, and you could get blindsided by a last place player out to get you. It can certainly put your survival skills to the test. At number 7, I have Koopa Cape from Mario Kart Wii once again. Koopa Cape gives off the same vibes as a water park, and I absolutely love it. And no, I'm not talking about the track. The wacky and energetic music does wonders for the track, and the setting is a pretty fun one. You start by going off a ramp into a covered area with ramps and Goombas, but then you go off the half pipe and get down to business. The rapid section is my second favorite part of the track, with it giving you a boost of energy. That leads to my favorite part of the track, the iconic pipe. The music shifts, and you become submerged underwater with some moving water and electric turbines to avoid. Afterwards, you jump out of the pipe and rush towards this massive waterfall and start the whole thing over once again. It's such a blast each time. Up next, I have DK Mountain from the GameCube. This track gives off vibes of being chased throughout the jungle, especially on the third lap where the music speeds up. There's not really a better way to start a race other than a cannon. It gives you such excitement as you fly closer to the mountain. Once you get there, it's a bit of a bumpy ride as the road isn't exactly paved to perfection. Then you zigzag while avoiding boulders and come up to the bridge. This bridge is so intense as one slight movement of the joystick, your friend with a star behind you, or an unlucky blue shell can take you from first to last. Number 5 on the list belongs to Music Park from Mario Kart 7. It's hard to believe, but there was a time where this was better than 3DS Rainbow Road for me. Just the feeling of playing instruments while racing is absolutely incredible. You first drift across a piano and then avoid some piranha plants. After that, you snake around some xylophones and then trick off a tambourine. And then you glide across a room with music notes causing the ground to shake. And of course, it can't be called Music Park without some banger music as well. It is such a great themed course that is so much fun to play on. The number 4 spot belongs to Big Blue from the Wii U DLC. Nintendo refuses to make Captain Falcon a Mario Kart character or give him a new game, but this track makes that at least somewhat acceptable. This track is the Mario Kart version of the F-Zero course itself. The recharge pathways give you coins, which is awesome of course, and the turns feel amazing in Mario Kart 8's engine. They even added a water slide section which is super fun with a cool shortcut as well. There are also of course all the references and even the race commentator to announce the final lap. The music is also amazing on top of everything. At number 3, I have Airship Fortress from Mario Kart DS. I have always really loved this track. It starts off with you avoiding a barrage of bullet bills, and then you drift around some rocky wrenches on the airship. After that, you go to the interior of the ship, which I think is really cool. Once you get past the burners, then you launch out of the ship and into the tower, letting you go round and round back to the bottom. As the cherry on top, Airship Fortress is a themed track that takes after the airships in Super Mario Bros. 3. It may not have been in the Booster Course Pass, but that only guarantees a more epic remake in the future. Waluigi Pinball, also from Mario Kart DS, is my pick for the number 2 spot, and you probably knew this would be on my list. Especially as a kid, Waluigi Pinball was nothing short of a magical ride, and I will never forget running it back 1,000 times in versus mode. You get to drive through a pinball machine while avoiding pinballs along the way. The bumpers are really satisfying as well, and I remember running into them on purpose, even if it did slow me down. Anyways, after you pass the flippers, you go back into the starting room with a sound playing in the background. This makes you feel like you just finished an amusement park ride and you have to finish, but there are 2 more laps of fun to go. However, Waluigi Pinball is no longer my favorite track in the series, so let's head to my favorite track at the number 1 spot. I guarantee that a lot of you were not expecting this pick, but I cannot have it any other way. Moonview Highway just has so much going on, but it all works so well. From the music to the added sounds, it places you in what feels like a high-speed chase throughout the highway. The transition between the skinny, dangerous beginning to the super fast booster section with the faster vehicles just puts the bow on everything. This track has grown on me a lot recently, and the booster course pass definitely made me want to play the Mario Kart Wii version so much more. The cars are much more punishing, you can wheelie while going as fast as possible, the cars suddenly change lanes, it is just chaos and always keeps you on your toes. And that's the video. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know your list in the comments. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see y'all in the next one. Have a good one.